This is unit number 8 for our Interpretive Exhibit Planning Toolbox course. And unit number 8 is where we start looking at the budget, kind of the reality check of what things are going to cost, how long things are going to take. So this is an important tool for your toolbox. If you're doing the exhibition now or you're going to be doing one, this is a tool you're definitely going to want to have available to you. Now, I've given you even a kind of a blank starter checklist format on the worksheet that we've attached for this unit. But in general, here's some realities as far as what exhibits cost in general. So if you have 1,000 square feet of floor space for your exhibit, and we're assuming we're starting out with an empty room. The average cost for exhibits in today's dollars, and it can go up and it can go down, so you always check with exhibit companies to see what the going rate is. But it's about $400 to maybe $500 per square foot of floor space. So that means if you have 1,000 square feet of floor space, your exhibit budget will probably come in around $400,000. And that's for a variety of exhibit types, type 1s, type 2s, and type 3s. Remember, the more type 1 exhibits you have, the more interactive exhibits, they're the ones that are more expensive. So you could have exhibits that go up to $1 million. If you have more flatware graphics and just glass cases, your exhibit cost might be $300 a square foot. So by having type 1s, type 2s, and type 3s, the $400 a square foot plus or minus is kind of a good way to estimate. And then when your project goes out for bid or to get some estimates from exhibit companies, you'll get a more accurate cost. Now remember, out of that money, let's say your exhibit budget is $1. Well, out of that dollar, 25% is the design fee. So that's what the exhibit designers will charge you to come up with the focus workshops and the plans, the concept plans and the final designs. It'll be about 25% of your total budget. And then the exhibits have to be built in a shop somewhere and then put in a truck and delivered to your site and then installed. And depending on where the exhibit company is and how many exhibits you have, the average cost is about 15% of your total budget. So that means out of $1, you already spent 40 cents. And that leaves then 60 cents that actually buys exhibits. So with that in mind, then you may have to go back and adjust how many type 1s and type 2s you have and make them less expensive. So that's something you're free to think about. The second thing is kind of a checklist of what you need to do, how to plan your whole project. And in the book, there's a number of items I put there to help you think about planning, from the focus workshop right down to who's going to do the research, right down to doing the interpretive plan, right down to doing the concept drawings or sketches, floor plans, and down into final design and fabrication. So essentially you have to start from when you want the project done and work your way backwards to today to see how much you can actually get done within the period of time you have. For a small museum, nature center, when you have just a few hundred square feet of floor space, you can probably get the whole thing done in a year, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. If it's a larger museum exhibit project, we've been on projects that have been 2 years to get done, or we spent almost 9 months just in the planning phase, and then the concept designs, then another 4 or 5 months in the final designs, which have to go through approvals. Then they have to be turned into engineering drawings. Engineering drawings for exhibits are where they calculate the real cost. How many screws, how many nuts, how many bolts, what kinds of hinges, how thick will the plywood be, how thick will the mica be, what color will you select. All those things go into the final engineering drawings that are then used, essentially they're blueprints, to build the exhibit. So for a very big project, you might have 2 years into it. For a small project, you may have a year or less. So one of the things you need to think about is how much time you want to put into your project. So that's what this unit is about. Remember, this is a toolbox, so this is a tool to help you start thinking about just how these elements will all work together for you to have, to plan your project. Again, if you have any questions, we've done a lot of these. The Matagorda plan that we gave you, that was about 3 months to do the plan and the concept sketches. That whole project for the Matagorda project was about $28,000 for the planning and design. And their project budget, again, was about $400,000 to do the whole thing, give or take. So that's just one cost estimate to give you an idea. The final costs come down to how much money you have and what the consultants can do within your price range. So that's something to think about too. The estimate tells you how much money you think you're going to need, but then it comes down to how much money can you actually generate and how much money do you actually have for a budget, and then what you can actually accomplish as far as a product within that budget. If you have any questions about any of that, send me an email, give me a call, we can Skype, and we can maybe even help you get some better cost estimates if you need it. So that's what unit number 8 is about, cost estimates and figuring out a project timeline. Have fun with it, and I'll see you when we talk about unit number 9.